As some of you know, I appeared on the Dr. Drew show yesterday, and somehow the topic went from the debates to Black Lives Matter. Someone pointed out that the topic of Black Lives Matter never came up in the GOP debate, and this is some of what happened on the show.
So if you don't begin to deal with what is really going on with our African-American males, you're going to have a huge problem on your hands. Republican.
Let me get Gina. Dondra, I think your point is well taken. I think they can learn a lesson from you, man, frankly.
Two things. There was a black candidate on stage last night who's doing very well in the Republican polls right now. I don't see a black candidate in the other party.
I know a lot of Americans complain. I won't speak on your behalf. Connected to him.
But the main breakdown of the family is what has caused so many problems. And I heard almost every single candidate on that stage last night mention the breakdown of the family. And that's what's caused poverty in this country in the first place.
See, let me
those are failed
let me speak to...
Soon after, things got out of hand in the studio audience, and for the first time ever, an audience member had to be removed from the studio. This is a pretty touchy issue, so here to discuss is Mason Weaver, author of Tribalism. Mason, welcome to the show. Good to have you.
Always a pleasure. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, Mason. Now, I want to get your take on my whole experience yesterday. I went to the show. I thought I was going to be talking about the debates. But the panel members, the other panel members that were on with me, they really took offense, frankly, to my pointing out that I didn't understand why Black Lives Matter needed, first of all, to be brought up by the candidates, because that seemed to me like something that should have been asked by CNN, the moderators. But secondly, there was a black man and a Cuban guy and a Hispanic guy all standing there on that stage. And I think if they wanted to talk about race and those kinds of identity politics, then, or as you put it, tribalism, then I think that it kind of went without saying that they didn't need to talk about it because they were all very well represented within the population of the GOP candidates. What say you?
Doctor, you got ambushed by folks with an agenda. The Black Lives Matter organization does not matter. That's why no one brought them up. They are a tribalistic group of people who believe that black people are inferior by their own actions and own statements. They believe black folks are inferior and need white people to care. They're saying that unless you heard the guy, unless you do something for the African-American male. Are you kidding me? I am an African-American male. You, Dr. Gina, cannot and should not do anything for me. I am not helpless. I'm not a child. I'm not a pet of white America. But these liberals, by their very basic fact, the liberals are a group of people who believe in white superiority, but they're nice, superior white people. They want to take care of the poor Negroes. They believe unless they have a program for me, I can't feed myself, I can't clothe myself, I need to be taken care of. In order for you to take care of me, you must control me. So you put me in your inner city schools, and you train me to work for your kids. It is just a racist, self-hating group of black people who believe that white folks are superior.
So I think you need to, though, explain, though, how it is that they think that white people are superior. I understand your theory, but I got the very distinct feeling that I wasn't allowed to, I really felt like I wasn't allowed to even say the word black. To be honest with you, that's how I felt.
You are arrogant enough to believe that black people can make it on their own. You are arrogant enough to think that black people are equal to white people. You know, I have a great dog. My dog is a wonderful part of my family. She is trained to protect my family. I love her. I feed her. But don't let that dog think for a second it's equal to me. They are self-hating. They believe that every problem black people have, listen to them, every problem black people have, they demand white people do something. I have 10 and 12 year grandkids here. When they're hungry, I have to act. When they're cold, I have to act. When they want something, I have to act. That's what Black Lives Matter and these white liberals think about black people, that every problem requires white people to take care of us.
Well, the conversation completely really changed from there, from talking about the debates, and it became all about how someone like me should not have a right to, I guess, even point out that there were lots of people of lots of different colors on that panel. So I just as a person who's, I mean, I guess I fit in a minority group of women. I may fit in some other minority groups. I honestly, and I even said this to one of them on the break. I said, I like to think of myself as more than a woman. I like to think of myself as more than a sum of my skin color or body parts. Don't they?
They jumped all over you. You cannot think of yourself outside the group. Liberals are the masters of group management. Liberals are saying you're black, therefore you're a woman, therefore you're poor, therefore they manage groups. How dare you sit there and say that you don't need their management? They jumped all over you because you're saying there are no black issues, that every issue affects every one of us. There are no women issues. Every issue affects every single one of us. You're saying that we're all here together, we're all suffer together, or we're all prosper together. You are saying that each individual has a right and an ability to take care of themselves. How dare you? They can't let your message go unchallenged. They must ridicule you and talk about you and shout you down because what you're saying works. If it works, they don't work.
But I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to understand this. I think I've spent a really disproportionate amount of my life trying to understand where they're coming from on this, what seems to me to be complete perpetuation of racial division. And
That's what they want. No, stop right there. That's what they want. You think they want the same thing you want. You think they want harmony and peace and prosperity. They want chaos. You're talking to a fungus that needs dark, damp places to grow. They will never, ever promote prosperity. They will lose their job. They will lose their power base.
If I, Mason, said the words you just said, I would be all over national news, and I would probably end up losing my job for that. I just think there's such a bizarre paradigm here. And I'm so sorry we're out of time because I really am fascinated with the psychology of all of this, frankly. And so thank you for being with us so much, Mason.